Hey, what's up? It's your boy. You know what? Damn, I don't even gotta say. Nobody even watches this shit, anyways. So, if you did watch my last video, it was a haul video. Okay, so I promised part two to that haul video, and you know your boy come through. So let's get to it. All right, so this is about 4 weeks worth of books. So let me yeah, about a month's worth. This and then the other haul that I showed you. So yeah, let's start with the first one. This is a Just Dredd Brian Bolin collection. These are big library size books, but they're wider than the library editions. And the spine. Trip out on this one. It says volume 1, but there was never a volume 2. I'm not even sure if it's ever gonna be released. I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. To be real with you. But yeah, let's get to the book. Some of Brian Bolin's art. I'm really digging his art. I wouldn't say he's my favorite artist, but he's definitely an artist I like. Look at this, and I enjoyed it in black and white. His art looks just as good in color, but I enjoyed it in color, black and white. It really don't matter. The only bad thing about these artist collections of Judge Dredd is you can have a 4-issue story arc, and then like issue 1, 2, and 4 are Brian Bolin, and issue 3 was a different artist, so they won't include that issue here, which sucks. That's why I'm against that whole idea of making books based on the artist. You should include everything in chronological order. That's just me, you know. Makes more sense. All right, this next book is Judge Dredd Camp Kennedy collection. This volume 1. There's 2 Camp Kennedy volumes. I plan on getting volume 2 down the road. I really enjoy his art in black and white. In color, I don't enjoy it so much. I think his art shines a lot more just with pencils and inks, in my opinion. Now, I got such a great deal on this that, man, I got such a good deal that I should be arrested for robbery. Like that, homie. I got this for like $1.80. Can't beat that price. This is a $50 book. Has some issues right there. Has a, you know, little dinged up corner, but I mean, for that price, can you really complain? Check out Camp Kennedy's art. It's a little different than Brian Bolin's once you really, you know, check it out and soak it in. Completely different style, but I really enjoy it. It's pretty cool, and it really fits in the Judge Dredd world. This art really meshes well with the whole Mega City 1. Mega City 1 it's a crazy city. It's a lot of world building and crazy laws in the future. It's kind of like a satire on the law and politics and stuff. Definitely check it out, guys, if you're not familiar with Judge Dredd. Pretty sure we all know who he is, but if you're not familiar with his stories, check them out. They have those complete case files. I would go that route. They're cheaper, and you get everything in chronological order. All right, so now that you enjoy some of Camp Kennedy's art, let's go on to the next book. All right, I also got this one, Judge Dredd, Carlos Escuera, Volume 1. He was one of the originators on the Judge Dredd, the original artist, and he had a lot to do with developing the character. He was the artist, but you know, coming up with ideas and so forth for how the character's personality and so forth is gonna be. Some of his art. Honestly, this is not really my thing, and it's not really my thing, and it's also like the earlier issues. It's the earlier stories that are not as great. So I'm not even gonna bother, like I said, finding volume 2 out. Probably put this up for sale. It has its moments where the art is so-so, but I don't know. Maybe once I finish reading it, maybe I'll read it, and once I finish reading it, I'll come around and I'll decide to keep it. We'll see. Also, guys, while you guys enjoy this beautiful page right here, I'm gonna try to start doing live chats or like book reviews on Fridays. I'm working on that, so I told you on my previous video. So you know, if you're looking forward to some book reviews, live streams or whatever, Me and maybe a couple of the guys, I'm working on that. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments if that would interest you, or if you want me to see me do more haul videos again. And yeah, I just wanted to plug that out there. Also, a shout out to the Omnibus Cafe. I'll put the description of their channel on the description down below. I'll put the link. So check them out as well. I joined that on Saturdays. So they're definitely worth checking out. Got a lot to say about books and a lot of cool cats there. So peep that out, guys. I'm also gonna put my Twitter, my Instagram, and so forth. So you guys could if you guys choose to follow me, I'll put the links, like I said, in the description down below. That's right, shameless plug, guys. Also, if you like these videos, hit that share button. Hit that share button, pass it around, cause I wanna get people watching to cause I want them to interact in the live streams. If we start doing the live streams, I want people to show up and watch while we're live. So let me get to the next book. All right, next book right here is the Sean Phillips, the Art of Sean Phillips. This is done by Dynamite Studios. Show you the spine right here. Nice chunky book, about 300 pages. It's basically a documentary of Sean Phillips and his art, when he started drawing at like 10 or whatever, his family upbringing. It's then it shows, what I really enjoy here is it shows his early art when he was like 10, 11, 12, and you see it all the way up to when he became a pro. So you see the art just get evolved, get better and better until it becomes the Sean Phillips we know today. This is some of his earlier stuff. Let's go to some of his other stuff. Look at this. A lot of different styles of art he has. I didn't even know he did a lot of Hellblazers. I'm really feeling his art. He's one of my favorite current artists. Look, this is his art right here. He has so many styles, guys. He's so versatile. Gotta love that in an artist. The binding on this book is pretty good too. Check this out. Black and white. Like I said, it's like a documentary. Here's Criminal. I haven't finished reading it, but it's a real nice book. I highly recommend it. I had one and it got all jacked up during shipping, so I rebought it. Like I said, Sean Phillips is right up there with Jim Lee for me. Jim Lee being probably my all-time favorite. All right, let's get to the next book. All right, this next book is another library edition size. This is Aliens, 30th anniversary. This is the volume 2. This includes Nightmare Asylum and Earth War. Now, I really had no interest in this book, but I found out it had some Sam Keefe art, so I decided to go for it. It's the spine. I enjoy his art. Both artists on this are actually really good. One thing I like is that the pages are like a matte. No, it's not a matte. What do you call this paper? The non-glossy paper, like newspaper print. Almost feels like cardboard. But I really like this paper on certain books, certain types of art, because on some arts when they're put on glossy paper and the original art was put on newspaper print, then the art looks different. It don't look the same like it does in the single issues. So I'm glad that they stuck to this. So check out that art. The one thing I don't like is that when you switch the pages, look what happens. The binding is not the greatest. It's Dark Horse, so it should be sewn, but I'm not even sure if it is. But yeah, this is the first story arc. That art, man, is dynamite, homie. It's dynamite. Look, boom. That's right. It's a. Now let's check the second artist, Sam Keefe, up in here. Go to the Sam Keefe stuff. Damn. Here we go. If you're familiar with the Max, you know who's. Yup, that's Sam Keefe. He has a few different styles as well. They're all kind of similar, but they look different depending on how he colors them. Check that out though. I'm really digging his style. I'm loving his Wolverine on Marvel Presents. Okay, so now you got some of that eye candy. Look at that. Like I told you, the binding is a little bit of an issue with me because some of those pages that they don't stay flat. But yeah, so I ended up getting it because of the art, like I said. But I wasn't originally planning to buy this book. I wasn't originally planning to buy this book at all. And one thing I like I told you, the paper that it's on, it's pretty cool. And check this out, or look at the way he draws the aliens. Look at the binding, is pretty tight. It's definitely a nice presentation. Look at the top of the pages. They're like a metallic blue. And since it's not glossy paper, it's pretty light for the size of the book. Pretty light. Again, it's like the Sean Phillips one, basically like a documentary type of shit. It's the whole history of Street Fighter, the 30th anniversary. Talks about Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2. The one thing I don't like is kind of like squared. I wish it would have been like the regular shape of what the other books are. Some of the pages, the binding is badass. This is also from Dynamite Studios, the same as the Sean Phillips one. I think that's Street Fighter Part 1. A lot of information of the process and how it changed the game. You know, Street Fighter was definitely a game changer. So check that out. Honestly, people give Street Fighter 2 a lot of crap. I mean, Street Fighter 1 a lot of crap. Oh, Street Fighter 2 so much better. Street Fighter 1 sucks. Check this out, art. Check out this art right here. Has a lot of panels and stuff, but I'm in it more for the story to, you know, get all the behind the scenes process. People hate on Part 1, but without Part 1, you wouldn't have Part 2. Without Part 1, you wouldn't have a million of fighting games that came out in the 90s. Part 1, the success of Part 1 made it all happen. If it wasn't that successful, there would never be a Part 2. Before Street Fighter 1, what you had was that karate game with one person wearing a red suit, one person wearing a white suit. So you know how lame that fighting game was. When you got Street Fighter 1, it was like so much extra moves and so much more fighters that you fight against compared to that karate game and games of that fencing one and so forth. So it was like something we've never seen. The controls were a little wonky, but it was, you know, it was a work in progress. And it just blew everybody's mind. And then when Part 2 came out, it's a wrap. It was a wrap. Once Part 2 came out, everybody borrowed from Street Fighter 2. Every fighting game borrowed from their copied. And it's been the best fighting game ever since. In my opinion, it's always been the best. Mortal Kombat's cool, but Street Fighter takes the #1 spot. Alright, this is the only trade paperback up in this piece. It's X-Men The Gift. I'm thinking this will eventually be part of Omnibus Volume 4 for X-Men. Looks like we got Dr. Doom up in here. That he's a Fantastic Four villain. I don't know what he's doing in the X-Men title, but whatever. So that's the back cover. This includes stuff issues 189 to 198, X-Men Annual 8, and Alpha Flight 1 and 2, and Nightcrawler 1 through 4. Now on the next omnibus, this is gonna be a little weird here because I kind of wish instead of 1 through 4 of Nightcrawler, it would have had I guess this is volume 12. So volume 11 is probably gonna have issues 1 through 6 of Kitty Pryde. So that's gonna be interesting the way they do that. So I really enjoy that story arc with Kitty Pryde. Pretty dope. I'm feeling it. So what do you guys think about volume 4? Let me know if you know, kind of got an idea what you think is gonna be up in there. I'm thinking it's gonna be the Kitty Pryde stuff and leading all the way up to issue 189, 175 to 189. The 6 issue Kitty Pryde stuff, and probably this 4 issue Nightcrawler. Something around those lines. I'm not sure. It'll probably come out next year, hopefully. You know, let me know what you guys are excited for about upcoming releases. Let me know what you guys got, what you guys are waiting to get. Got Global Frequency. This came out a minute ago. It's by Warren Ellis. I've honestly have not liked much of the stuff I've read from Warren Ellis. Read a few trade paperbacks, and he hasn't really been doing it for me. The only thing I enjoy from him is Transmetropolitan. That's actually really good. This has a lot of little short stories, so it has little different artists and so forth. Alright, this is the only trade paperback up in this piece. It's X-Men The Gift. I'm thinking this will eventually be part of Omnibus Volume 4 for X-Men. Looks like we got Dr. Doom up in here. That he's a Fantastic Four villain. I don't know what he's doing in the X-Men title, but whatever. So that's the back cover. This includes stuff issues 189 to 198, X-Men Annual 8, and Alpha Flight 1 and 2, and Nightcrawler 1 through 4. Now on the next omnibus, this is gonna be a little weird here because I kind of wish instead of 1 through 4 of Nightcrawler it would have had I guess this is volume 12, so volume 11 is probably gonna have issues 1 through 6 of Kitty Pryde. So that's gonna be interesting the way they do that. So I really enjoy that story arc with Kitty Pryde. Pretty dope. I'm feeling it. So what do you guys think about volume 4? Let me know if you know, kind of got an idea what you think is gonna be up in there. I'm thinking it's gonna be the Kitty Pryde stuff and leading all the way up to issue 189, 175 to 189. The 6 issue Kitty Pryde stuff, and probably this 4 issue Nightcrawler. Something around those lines. I'm not sure. It'll probably come out next year, hopefully. Let me know what you guys are excited for about upcoming releases. Let me know what you guys got, what you guys are waiting to get. Got Global Frequency. This came out a minute ago. It's by Warren Ellis. I've honestly have not liked much of the stuff I've read from Warren Ellis. Read a few trade paperbacks, and he hasn't really been doing it for me. The only thing I enjoy from him is Transmetropolitan. That's actually really good. This has a lot of little short stories, so it has little different artists and so forth. Alright, now we got to the big boys. These are the in-stock trades books. Few omnis. Got this one, Harley Quinn and the Gotham City Sirens. I know a lot of people whining and shit about it says Harley Quinn and it's really only supposed to be Gotham City Sirens and so forth. This honestly does not sway me one way or the other if it says this on top or if it didn't. It won't convince me to buy it, and it won't stop me from buying it. That really doesn't affect my decision at all. Honestly, I'm not even familiar with this run or the Gotham City Sirens or whatever. And when you're typing in Harley Quinn or whatever, this omnibus came out. If it wasn't for that, if they didn't do it this way, it wouldn't have popped out in my search, and I wouldn't have not known about this omnibus. So it's for marketing reasons, make it easier for you to find this book, because not a lot of people are going to be typing Gotham City Sirens on their search engine or whatever, right? So I thought, to me, that's just a smart move. Just a good idea. This is what people wanted, was just to say this. Gotham City Sirens. I'm not familiar with this run, like I said, but I am familiar with these characters. The art's pretty cool. Digging it. I really don't like that Catwoman costume. That shit sucks. But she's been having that shit for a minute already. I've always enjoyed that gray costume or the all solid black or the gray one she wore on the animated series. That's another beef I got with Selena Kyle. What's up with that? We need to bring blondie Selena Kyle back. She needs to be blonde again, guys. That's the one I grew up with from the cartoons and stuff. I'm tired of seeing her brunette already. To switch it up with that short hair and all that shit's gotta go. It's gotta go. But yeah, she looks pretty cool. Can't wait to dig into it. Yeah, look at that costume with those big goggles and shit. That shit just looks so weak. Alright, enough of that. Let's get to the next book. Alright, this was one I was stoked for when this shit came out, when it got announced. I was excited for this one. This is Punisher Max by Cardenas. What I like about this is it's not in the Marvel Universe or whatever you call it, the 616. I think they give them all these dumb names, the universes. So it's just its own universe. So you don't see cameos from other characters, but you also don't see him having to tie into other events or whatever and ruining the stories. Cardenas is free to do what he wants. Bam, you saw that. That's right. Explicit content, gore, bad words, drug references, nudities, all that great stuff. This definitely gotta be 18 and older, guys. And this is such a great series. I know a lot of people talk about the Marvel Knights series. That shit is garbage, honestly. I don't know why everybody was raving about it. You get a lot of different artists here. This is a great jumping on point on this. It's a great place to start if you never read Punisher Frank Castle. This omnibus, they also have a complete collections and trade paperback if you want to get them a little cheaper. But this is a great place to start. It tells you about his days in the war, why he came back home and his family got murdered, why he hates organized crime, and you really get everything you need to know about Frank Castle here. and the binding is great. The pages are, they're not too thin and they're not thick. We all know the pages are going a thinner route, which is good because then it helps with the binding and stuff, and it makes the book look thinner. Because when it's too thick, like I just showed that Aliens book, the pages wouldn't hold flat because they're too thick. They stay up. But yeah, if you have any interest in Punisher, I highly recommend you start here. You pick this up. And if you like Punisher, then you already know. You already know, my boy. You're already on this. You probably already have it. But yeah, I'm stoked for this one. Let me know if you guys know about if you guys like this run. I haven't read the complete run. I read about the first 20 issues. Really enjoyed it. And if you know about how many omnis it's gonna be, I'm thinking it's gonna be like 3, but I'm not 100% on that. Thinking it's gonna be 3, and if they add some of that Jason Aaron stuff, maybe there'll be a 4th. But the 4th won't be Cardenas. So yeah, here he's free to do whatever he wants with the character, to play in that universe and switch it to his liking, which I like. I really like that idea. All right, let's get to the next book. All right, now we're getting to the Wolverine Omnis. The Return of Weapon X. I'm not familiar with this run at all. Cover looks pretty dope though. Very chunky book. A lot of different artists on this too. That looks pretty cool. It's a lot of Weapon X stuff, obviously. So this started towards the end of the Wolverine Larry Hama run. Towards the end of that, this new series started, Return of Weapon X. That would be pretty dope if they make the Larry Hama omnibuses. I like his run. It's probably my favorite run, favorite Wolverine run. It's probably my favorite Wolverine writer. We got some Deadpool up in there. Ooh, is that Copycat? I think that's Copycat. Sabretooth, so he looks too clean cut right there. Sabretooth needs to have long hair, and he needs to look like a wild man, he looks too business-like right there. Not feeling that. So yeah, I'm eager to get into this one because I know nothing about it, so kind of curious what goes on up in here. So yeah, after the Larry Hama stuff, you start here. Then after this, you start on the... I think after this it would be the Greg Rucka stuff from Wolverine that leads into the Jason Aaron. I wish I could tell you more about this series or the story arcs, but I know nothing about them. So let's get to the next book. Alright guys, this is another one that a lot of people were excited for. Let me know if you guys were excited for this one. If you're watching and you've read it, what you think about it, and do you plan on getting the omnibus, or do you already have it? It's Jason Aaron's volume 2 of the Wolverine run. So I was happy this came out. I had the trade paperbacks. I didn't want the Omni because there was no volume 2. But then as soon as I heard the announcement, I went ahead and bought volume 1 so that I could buy volume 2. So here it is. It's a team up with a miniseries with Spider-Man. Oh, we got Silver Samurai. Silver Samurai is kind of underrated. He's pretty dope. I'm feeling him. Makes a lot of appearances in the Wolverine run. The original run from the, 88, 87, something like that. A lot of action and mayhem. Now, we all know here there's a story arc where Wolverine is called Wolverine Goes to Hell. So he's in hell fighting demons. But it's weird. It's weird because he's fighting demons, right? But it's a metaphor for him fighting his demons. And he's actually fighting real demons. You feel me? It's like, I see what you did there. Nice idea, but Larry Hama did it first. In case you want to know, he did it first. Who did it better? That's debatable. That's subjective, up to the person. People have different tastes. Some of the art. The covers on this are they're kind of plain and kind of whack. I'm not feeling them. But the interior art is cool. That's another thing that the Jason Aaron run, it never had one steady artist. So that was kind of whack. I wish it would have had one artist or two instead of like all kinds of different ones. Ooh, the Hellfire Club. Alright, so yeah, That's about the end of the haul. Let me know if you guys got any of these books, or if you're excited about any of these, or if you read them, which one's probably the best ones to you. Holler at me in the comments. Let me know all that great stuff. Like I said, if I didn't already say it, I'm saying it now. Hit that subscribe button, and once you hit that subscribe button, it's gonna show a bell. Hit that bell so you could get notified for my next videos. You already know what's up with all that. Yeah, I guess that's all I got for you guys today, and check you guys out next time.